win away from reclaiming the UAAP championship, the Lady Spikers allowed rival Ateneo to climb their way back from a 0-2 deficit in Game 2 to force a winner-take-all match. With momentum on the Lady Eagles side, LaSalle finds themselves once again in a similar situation 2 years earlier. Overcoming numerous challenges this season, the Lady Spikers are determined to overcome recent finals disappointments and bring the UAAP women's volleyball crown back to Taft Avenue.
As we are down to one last match to determine the season 78 UAAP Women's Volleyball Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3, the Classico Finale. Officiating match number 62, our first referee, UAAP International Referee. Our second referee, Jeff Lopez, International Referee. Let us now meet the starters one last time. First, the reigning and defending two-time champions, Ateneo de Manila Lady Eagles. Number 18, Kim Hegeliana. Number 14, Bea De Leon. Number 15, Jomena Moraginot. Number 12, center, Gia Morado. Playing her last UAAP game, number 16, Amy Ahomiro. And playing her final swan song, team captain number 2, Alyssa Valdez. Their libero number 7, Giselle Tan. And the head coach of the Lady Eagles, Anuson Tai Kundi. And now trying to reclaim the crown again here on the De La Salle Lady Spikers. Number 10, Machoy Baron. Playing her last UAAP game, number 18, Sid Demesilio. Number 11, Kim T. Team captain number 9, Kim Fajardo. Playing her last UAAP game, number 8, Arabella. And with her farewell performance, number 3, Mika Reyes. Their libero number 5, Don Macandini. And the head coach of the Lady Spikers, Ramil De Jesus. This is the No Tomorrow Classical Finale.
Coach Ramil De Jesus, 18 seasons, 8 titles. Coach Tai, 3 seasons, 2 titles. Coach Ramil's 79 winning percentage, 79% winning percentage in all of these 18 years, while a very high 87% for Coach Tai in the 3 years that he has coached. All, or the 2 years so far producing titles. Will there be a third? It's an epic collision that you cannot script, and you're all watching it live on ABS-CBN Sports and Action. Fans, 6 a.m. lined up, as early as 6 a.m. lined up. Tickets are going, the scalpers are going crazy. The tickets are, I don't know where to find them, but it's the sporting event of the year, man.
I know. And
here we go. Game number 3 is on. Macandini receives Valdez's kill. Free ball for Ateneo.
yeah, Demisio. Oh, that's gonna go inside. Good defense there by Giselle.
And Valdez gets us going here.
First point of the match, and again, look at how that play started. It was Giselle Tan's defense that actually gave a good reception, a good dig to Gia Morado, and the result, of course, was good offense coming from the MVP, Eliza Valdez.
Three-time MVP, Doc Ian. The last time, hintayin muna natin sandali. The last time we had a three-time MVP was season 63 to 65. That is Monica Aleta of FEU.
Wow.
Na 3 straight, 63
You
to
were
65.
covering back then, right?
Kasimula ko pa lang. High school kasi ako nagsimula, Doc eh.
Talaga.
2-0 is our score.
Free ball for De La Salle.
Galang. Maraginot able to pop it up. Valdez gets another point as we go to Laura Lehman.
Women Ian, despite losing the first 2 sets, the Lady Eagles ended victorious in game number 2. And I'm sure the question on everyone's mind is how did it happen? Well, ironically enough, the Lady Eagles themselves don't even know. When I asked Eliza, she said that in set number 3, they were just having fun. By then, even she thought that it was going to be her last. And so the girls were just looking at each other, taking it all in. And at that moment, nothing else mattered. And sure enough, as cliche as it sounds, the bond, the unity, and most importantly, the calmness that they felt powered them on to the end of the game. And today, it will just be the same. That's all for now, Bumanian.
Thank you, Lau. We will listen in to Coach Ramil first. Well, we didn't hear anything from that huddle. 4-0 is our score. I remember this in game number 1, Doc.
I didn't want to say it, yeah, but you're right.
Right?
They were down by 6, I think, 7-1.
7-1.
7-1.
But Coach Ramil called the timeout at 4-0, 5-0.
5-0.
And then they came back.
Yeah.
So, what has brought about this 4-0 count, Doc?
Actually, it's just Eliza Valdez for Ateneo with that outside set. Hindi naman masyadong malakas yung mga palo. No, I'm just joking. Of course, she's the MVP, and she knows how to get that ball through the block most of the time, and she succeeded in doing that. But more than that, Boom, it's actually the floor defense. Did you see how many Maraginot picked up?
Right.
And also Giselle Tan. So that really is very vital for the defense. Look at how Maraginot is defending right now. Another point. That's really big here. 4 point for Eliza, and Joe Maraginot is very busy at the end zone.
4 out of the 5 belongs to Eliza Valdez as we check in with Janine Choi.
Women Ian, today is a special day for the Lasallian community because today is the birthday of Saint John Baptist de La Salle. And for this season, the best runner driver run, today is also very special because for her, today is the most important game of the season. As she said, one last ride with my seniors. And since Joy entered the UAAP, this is by far her favorite season because of the bigger role given to her by Coach Ramil. Sinabi pa niya, marami akong natutunan sa mga seniors at gusto kong maibalik yung mga natutunan ko sa paglalaro ng all-out today. Balik sa inyo, Boom at Ian.
Thank you very much, Janine. And just in time, they're gonna give a point to Ateneo. Mukhang malayo daw yung palo ni Aragalan, sabi ng ating mga referee. Tingnan natin, Doc.
Yeah, she tried to avoid the block with a cut shot.
Yes.
And yeah, there wasn't any touch from the blockers, so
Or Eliza ba? Wala rin.
yeah, nothing. So that was a clean block, no touch. And oh, it's so nice to see. Yeah, this first point of De La Salle with a service error.
7-1.
7-1, exacto. Kung paano tayo nag-o-nga, no, nung ating first game. First game of the finals. And Gia Morado, I was about to say earlier that she kept on going to Eliza. She kept on going to her. Why not? Because she's been producing and wasn't defended very well. Pero this time she goes to Bea de Leon and the block is so open.
Fantastic slow-mo, of course, from
Ganda.
our guys from the truck, of course, led by Trek Ahmed Ramos. 8-1 was the score. We will be back. Green start for the Ateneo Lady Eagles in front of the men's volleyball team, the champions.
That's right, Oliver Almaro, Coach Oliver with the rest of The men's team of Ateneo, nanalo yan, back-to-back yan.
They're hoping to celebrate today.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
If Ateneo can keep this up, they are at 8-1, a dream start for them, as I said. And their defense is the one that's fueling it. Yes, Eliza has been scoring 5 points with 5 attacks, but it's the digging, the receiving, and now even the blocking.
Even the blocking. And Kim Fajardo has to take charge right now. She's got to set up better plays, try and avoid the blocks, and this time a service ace. Wow, what a first set for Ateneo.
And Coach Ramil is telling the girls to just calm down. He's going to call his second timeout, as this is the biggest lead at 9.
He's burned all two right
All
now.
two.
He's burned them as early as maybe 5 minutes into this first set.
Kasi binabantay na siya. Nagkaroon tayo ng perfect receive. Nagkaroon tayo ng perfect sweep. Gusto ng pasok. Sabayan mo lang.
That's Ish Polvorosa, the best setter, and from football also from Ateneo. Miko Mabayad. Miko Mabanag of Ateneo football also here. And we all know who this guy is from De La Salle.
Well, off their win earlier in the Phil Oil, which started today against Adamson University, Jeron Tech. I don't know if Coach Ramil was heard by any of his girls sa ingay dito sa Araneta Coliseum. And there, Aragalang makes some noise.
But maybe what they saw was Coach Ramil, you know, the way that he was trying to give instructions, he was really straining. Because really the noise inside now of the Araneta, so hard to give instructions at the moment.
Punong-puno po tayo dito.
Sobra. Standing room in some areas, boom.
Valdez, that is sent back by the LaSalle block. And 2 straight points for LaSalle. That's the first time that they could get back-to-back points.
So those 2 quick timeouts of Coach Ramil, that's not in any coach's playbook. Or hindi mo
Wala sa
makikita,
plano
wala
yan.
sa plano yan. He didn't want to start off this match by calling 2 early timeouts. But you gotta take what's thrown at you.
Hey, he knows what he's doing. 18 years in the business.
Yeah, definitely. 8 championships.
8 championships.
Poor reception there for Ateneo.
That's 3 straight points by LaSalle, by the way, to cut this lead to 6. 4 serving 10 on ABS-CBN Sports in action. Tan, good first ball. Back set to Eliza. It rolls out.
It's wide, no touch. It was just the tape that had a touch on the ball. Ito naman, kabila naman ang tatawag.
4 straight points for LaSalle means Coach Tai will call a timeout. We had 19,541 game number 1 as si Wenshu and Paneng Mercado with us, and then we had 19,961 in game 1, 20,541 in game 2, and I cannot wait to get the numbers for today. But first, the number that we concentrate on is the score, 11-5.
Yeah.
And Eliza Valdez serving.
This is her last game of her illustrious UAAP career. Oh, what a block there. Oh, there's a net touch.
Bea De Leon, I think, was the one called for it.
Yeah, there was a net touch.
She apologizes to Kiana D. Kiana accepts. Nagkatamaan sila dun sa gitna. And by the way, these are future superstars. If they're not even superstars now, they should be. But ito yung mga magmamana ng mga kanilang kupunan. Bea De Leon and Kiana D. and Joe Maraginon.
Oh, yeah. The one serving. Bea De Leon also.
12-6 is our score. Her and Maraguinot combined for 27 points in game number 2. A far cry from their production in game number 1. And a block there by Ateneo.
Look at that. There were 2 blockers going up with Mika Reyes, so
That was Joe, I think, who got the block in
so
that one.
kailangan talaga si Kim Fajardo. Better judgment on where she's setting that ball.
What a tough set by Fajardo. A jump set and
Sideways.
twisting in the air
Sideways.
by Kim Fajardo. Let's look at that again. Look at this.
that. She was, wow, look at that. And it was a perfect set to Kim D. So.
Diana serving.
Oh, that's another service error.
That is service error number 3 for LaSalle right now.
And we have said that it is very crucial for De La Salle to minimize those unforced errors. If they reach that 30s number, most likely it will end up with a loss for them. So they have to start right now limiting those unforced errors.
Kung may magtanong man as Demesilio gets this point. Bakit? 33 rin ang errors ng Ateneo. 33 ang LaSalle. Pero you mentioned in some pregame the 16 more attacks.
Yes. Points,
Attack
more.
points. So,
More.
yun ang mabigat. Ano?
Yun ang magpapahirap sa kanila because they can't maximize or they cannot catch up and equalize the point production of Ateneo, so they gotta rely on something that they can't control.
And 32 came from Eliza as Mika Reyes gets a service ace. That is LaSalle's second service ace. Yeah.
Imagine the firepower. 32.
Attack si ano. Mika has also been on fire this series.
Yeah. Not only for this game,
No.
talagang itong buong series.
13 and 14 points respectively. Nagkahiyaan naman doon ang LaSalle at lumusot ang palo ng Batangueña na si Joe Maraguinot.
Nice set from Gia. Look at how she avoided that block of Baron. This is going outside, yeah. These players, like what you mentioned, sabi nga mag-enjoy lang, but how can you? You know, it's really tough for the mental state of these girls to just enjoy, relax, but they gotta do it because they'll be too tight if they don't, and it's gonna be hard for them to perform.
Gotta stay in the moment,
Oo.
Doc. Oh. Kalang.
It's too high of a drop.
Tan sets it up to Valdez. And again, what we saw in game number 2, Mosey pointed it out, there were a couple of times that Giselle Tan,
Yeah,
really, because she is a
setter,
converted setter also, was able to find her attacker. 16-10 is our score. We're back with you inside the Araneta Coliseum. Our ABS-CBN Chairman Gabby Lopez and of course Sir Dino Lorena. With us, Gary Valenciano, also in the venue. The Araneta Coliseum is where we're at. Boom Gonzalez, Yogi and Laurel. Game number 3, sudden death Saturday, where LaSalle is behind by 7 right now. Ahumiro serves that into the net. That is their second service error as a team. Third, make that third service error as a team.
So now Kim Fajardo will be serving. They're down by 6 points. If they want to make a run, this is the time to do it.
How important is this set number 1, Doc?
Very important. We've been talking about it. The one who will control the first set definitely would have an edge in the momentum of this game. And the manner by which you win it also matters. Baka medyo malayo at ika nga nagulpi ka, nag-first set, napakalaking ng blow. Na-blow na yun sa kumpiyansa mo. And of course, it's a big edge naman to your opponent who just massacred you in that set.
It's a live ball.
But it was Kim Fajardo who picked it up. Let's
Right.
see.
D puts it away.
Don't look now, it's just 4 points, huh?
Well, again, time and time again, they've shown that they can catch up within a set.
Yeah,
They've done that game 1, game 2. They did that against FEU. Ateneo has shown that they can come back in terms of sets in that last game. So these two teams deserve to be here in the biggest stage because they've done the best work of all the 8 teams all throughout the year. As Valdez, Fajardo, and an easy over? No, not so easy. What are they going to do? Valdez is checked. It is Kiana D shutting the door.
Napanundag doon si Coach Ramil, ano? After that long rally, how does it end? We thought that Eliza would end it, but look at the block. The 2 tall blockers of De La Salle clamping down and getting that offense.
What a reaction by Majoy Baron. It wasn't D, it was Baron, the best blocker, getting that one.
Karagalang ka pumalo. Quick. Oh.
By the way, that was the first kill block of La Salle in this game, courtesy of the best blocker, Majoy Baron. What a tremendous improvement for her also this year, not only in terms of skills, but just the confidence there. And Ateneo still ahead though, 17-14, but here come the Lady Spikers.
That serve of Kim giving them a lot of trouble.
D.
Off the block, good deflection by Bea.
Back row, Maraguinot gets that point.
Oh, look at how she soared for that back row back.
What about the decision of Tan to give it to her?
That's such a big plus for Ateneo. It's like having 2 setters.
And you have 2 attackers from the back row in Maraguinot and Valdez. Ano?
Saan ka pa?
That drops in.
That is inside. Yeah, that just suddenly dropped last second.
And even first referee Venosa says he agrees. He agrees.
Look at how this drops. Above the shoulder.
Oh, it does.
It's clearly inside.
It's it.
Yeah, right on the money.
Morado will try that again.
No doubt about it.
D flies, puts it away.
She was the highest scorer in that first game.
We are looking at tremendous athletes. Kiana D and Joe Maraguinot, the future of these 2 teams, are in good hands. That one is
inside.
also in.
Yes, again, just like what Maraguinot did, or Gia Morado did. This ball over the shoulder of our libero, but suddenly just drops and hits the line. No complaints, kasi talagang all of them were looking at it.
19-16. 16 serving 19.
Yeah, she takes something off of it.
Yep, she shortens it. Hekiliana.
Ara.
Galang. And it's blocked. That is Ateneo's 4th kill block of the game.
They're clamping down on Ara. She hasn't gotten anything going right now. Look at how Bea de Leon closes that block.
It's a good sign though that we're seeing Aragala
of
flying.
course,
Kasi yung mga usap-usapan, ang
Hindi
daming
makakalaro, injured.
haka-haka kung ano
Hindi
yung
totoo.
injury. And look at that. Kiana D answers. We are seeing 2 boxers just jamming each other right now, Doc Ian.
Wala, talagang may punch, may counter punch. It's just like that with these 2 teams. Yung unang kukurap dito.
Yun.
Oh! That's costly.
At sana yung fans hindi kumurap. Enjoyin nyo to. Every single moment of this epic showdown. It is now at 21-17. Ateneo serving, and it is courtesy of Bea de Leon, who has 4 points. 3 of them, Doc Ian, from blocks.
That's huge. That's a good serve for Bea. Nice again to Kim D. She's gonna score again.
5 points for Kiana D. This one was the latest attack.
Deflected by the block, but still lands on the floor.
The junior leading the attack for LaSalle today. Combination play! And Maraguinot, yung mga dalawang magmamana nung koponan, nagsasagutan, Doc.
Sasagutan dito. Again, Gia Morado saving that play. That dig was almost overset and overdug, but meron nagawan pa rin ang paraan. Maraginot scoring with that differential combination play.
Makandili, Fajardo, chance for Ateneo, back to Maraginot, popped up, Tan, back row, Valdez.
Oh,
What an angle!
grabe. It's like everyone in the Araneta was just waiting where that ball was going to land.
Look at the angle. This is a perfect angle actually of the camera. Look at the cut of that shot.
To avoid the block of Reyes.
Valdez with 7 points on 7 attacks. Demesilio answers back. The graduating students are also putting on a show, Doc.
Demesilio splitting the block. Came in a bit late, but found that opening.
23-19.
He does that dance that he's
been doing
always does,
since,
yeah. Try doing it myself.
It ain't pretty. Well, let's leave it to the volleyball players, Doc. They open up. Valdez gets it off Gala.
You can see Eliza Valdez. Her focus is on this game.
8 points, 8 attacks.
I don't even think that she knows she's scoring this much right now.
She's probably in one of those games, Doc, where the audience is not even present in her head.
The way that you look at her, the look in her eye, it's like that.
Up! Joe Maraginot gets some love from the net. And in game number 3, match number 62, Ateneo gets their noses in front in this race. 25-19. Diyan po nagtapos ang ating first set. Umabante ang Ateneo dito sa game number 3. Let's look at some numbers. Doc, take us through it.
The first set just seemed like to be an extension of game number 2, no? Yung depensa ng Ateneo, grabe. 12 attack points for Ateneo, only 8 for De La Salle. Again, they just continue that trend. They lead the offense. Also, itong nakuha nilang bago, blocking. Sila ngayon ang lamang doon sa first set. 4-1 service aces. They also get that 4-3 and unforced errors 7 and 5. Again, napakalaking bagay nung depensa sa likod ng Ateneo ng first 78 points because it dictated the tempo. Yung second half of the set, yung blocking naman nila ang gumana. That's why they had 4 blocks against only 1 for De La Salle. So, what a game, what a first set that we just saw from Ateneo.
Yeah.
When you talk about Aragalang naman for De La Salle, parang hindi 100% pa ngayon, no? Still warming up. But this girl, however...
Well, you can talk about the numbers all we want, and it's our job to do so, Doc. But in the game, sudden death, game 3, no tomorrow, a celebration coming right after. A lot of this has got to do with, you know, your will, your gut, you know, the mental fortitude that these players have or have not. And that's what we're seeing so far. Salle humabol dun sa set na yun, pero hindi sila nakausad.
Correct. They were controlled by the blocking of Ateneo. This time, Aragalang does what she does best, facing one way and hitting it the other.
Nobody better. Nobody better.
Siya yun.
Oh.
They target Eliza again.
In the middle. And a bomb unleashed by Eliza Valdez.
Remember, she was the one who received the ball from the other side lang naman. And then hits behind Gia Morado to avoid the block with huge opening. Makanili not able to get that dig.
Let's check in with Janine Choi.
Women Ian, there's a side to Kim Fajardo that a lot do not know about. She owes her artistic side from her father, who was an interior designer, while her being athletic. Her lolo played softball, her lolo baseball, while her other relatives got into other sports. When she was in grade 2, she played dama, chess, and checkers. Ang akala niya pang board games na siya. Umamin siya na ayaw talaga niyang mag-volleyball sa una, pero ang sinabi niya, kahit ilang beses siyang humindi at umayaw, nataman niya na para sa kanya talaga ang volleyball. Sinabi niya, kung para sa iyo naman talaga, doon ka talaga pupunta. What's meant to be is meant to be. Women Ian?
Excellent report, Janine. And she's not the only one. As we look at some celebrities in the house here at the Araneta Coliseum.
Oji and Vice.
She is not the only one, Doc, that we've heard na ayaw talaga ng volleyball nung nagsimula. Tapos gumaling ng gumaling.
Marami.
You know,
converted, no?
Eliza, Maddie Madayag, they also did not like to play volleyball. But what we are sure of. We love watching them right now, especially when Eliza Valdez does things like that. And we are tied up at 3-all.
She is
Boy, is she on
carrying.
fire.
Yeah, she is on fire.
How about the percentage on this girl today, Doc Ian?
Very close to like perfect. Kasi grabe, lahat na ng pinakawalan. Kundi sa una, sa pangalawa, makukuha niya yung point. And I remember, I only remember one solid block that De La Salle was able to deflect.
You know, in 88 games, Eliza Valdez, 5 seasons, she is 70-18 in 88 games in her career, 5 games. Taas ng porsyento sa panalo. Puntahan naman natin ang kasama natin from the Ateneo side, Laura Lehman.
Boom and Ian, despite the record-breaking crowd and all the pressure today, the girls are smiling and they're keeping their cool. Even practice yesterday was so fun and so loose that it really didn't feel like their last at all. Actually, everyone is wondering if the girls are tense or nervous, but the truth is that they're perfectly happy. They just want to play and give it their best game. It's their last, and above all, they'll miss each other. Now, this is exactly why the girls have abandoned their individual dorms and instead taken camp at Blue Eagle Gym. Since Monday, they've been sleeping in the gym as a team, playing together, eating together, and bonding. It's the friendships that matter. That's all for now, Boom and Ian.
Thank you very much, Lau. Excellent reports from our courtside reporters of these stories of these volleyball players. Bea De Leon missed time. The approach.
And she's just laughing, but she's saying sorry to everybody.
May gigil yun eh. May gigil yun, Doc. Hindi mo, up there. Matangkad na yan sa lagay na yan, Bea De Leon today.
Alam mo, habang buong UAP career niya ng pagkukwentuhan nila.
Ganun ba yun?
Sigurado. That's inside. Wow.
One-hand toss
By Gia.
And how about Valdez? 14 points on 14 attacks, Doc.
Woo.
Right now, today, so far. And the score is 6-4.
Maybe trying to surpass
What?
that 34.
She's only human, though.
That error, I don't mind that. You know, let's give her that. But remember,
This is the girl on fire on the other side. Kiana, yes, you wanted to say.
remember Gia Morado also, you know, she's a big part in all of this, you know, the way that she sets it up, nakita mo yung one-hand set na yun.
Grabe yun, no?
Kung ibang setter, baka i-underhand na lang yun eh. Pero the perfectionist that she is. Oh, this could fire De La Salle up. This could fire De La Salle up.
Well, she's not only the best setter this year, but she is the best at doing that as a setter.
Look at that. Kung hindi ka nakatutok, hindi mo isipin na Kim Fajardo yung pumawa.
Actually, Doc, kung hindi mo sila kilala, kalahin mo open spiker yun si...
Alright, the return.
Demisilio, tinulak.
Nice. It's like having another setter.
Pero ito, medyo mababa. So, abante na po ang DLSU dito. DLSU has to stay composed, stay together, and try to parang stymie this Eliza Valdez storm.
And I remember in one of the games that we covered, we tried suggesting that one camera should be dedicated to Coach Ramil and Coach Tad. They're at it again.
Yes, they are.
Sila dalawa nagsasagutan, nagtitinginan. Their antics.
Yes, nagpapatuloy. Outside yun, no check ball, it will go to Ateneo.
7-all.
Morado, by the way, 15 excellent sets so far. Fajardo with 17 excellent sets. But Fajardo with that one attack, by the way, was a cut shot too. Goes down the line. Two very offensive setters, as you called them.
Yeah. Nice reception by Ara.
Demisilio. Galang. Ateneo naman ang
Nice
atake.
set. That's a nice set.
And Joanna Maraginon gets it through. They snatch the lead back, 8-7 for Ateneo. This titanic collision inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum. True. Then Lazaro and everybody else. She is just one. Juan Pesumal also. They are just two of the 22,848 in attendance today.
Ilan ulit?
22,848. That breaks the previous volleyball record, which was 21,314.
So this is a record-setting crowd for volleyball.
Yes.
Wow.
22,848.
Hindi pa kasama dyan yung mga 50 mong pinasok na inilusot mo sa gwardiya.
Na ginamit ko pangalan mo.
Ayun! Kaya lumusot.
Ayan.
Ako ngayon ang hahabulin nila mamaya.
8-all is
Sabi
our
ko na.
score. Balik kay Baldo. Doc, during the timeout, we saw her sit down while the rest of the team was up. I wanted to ask you prior to the game actually, will fatigue be a factor here?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. You mean, for the past 7 days, you've gone through this, gone through training twice a day. Nag-aral ka pa na ginagawa nila na minsan hindi natin nagagawa. But these girls, sobrang tibay na ng katawan, and the preparation that they gave is commendable.
Importante itong mga binibigay nila Maraginot at saka nila Bea de Leon.
Hindi kasi nakita nung TV viewers natin, tama yung sabi during the timeout, Eliza chose to sit down.
She chose to sit down, right?
Kahit sino naman siguro, papayagan naman siya upo at mapapaupo, di ba?
The rest of the team stood up and listened to Coach Tai.
From the back row this time, dug up.
It's Demicilio. Tan was there. They sent it to the other side. We are at 9-all. Makantili will set up Fajardo again.
Again!
Kim Fajardo. Well, you did say that it's got to come from her
That's
today.
true, that's true. Also, if you're Don Macandili and you've got a setter and Aragalang on the other side,
Right.
syempre, malamang Aragalang, pero she chose to give it to Kim, and that's how much confidence they have on their setter.
And again,
Grabe. Grabe.
She takes a deep breath and then shoots and unleashes. And you'll watch it on slow-mo here. The flight, the approach, the swing.
Remember, the block was set up, Hindi ito yung dahil walang blocker, malayo sa net. The block was there. The floor defense was waiting. They knew that it was Eliza hitting, pero nahihirapan pa rin silang kuhanin.
Galang sumagot naman.
This girl is the one for De La Salle who needs to
Get going.
get going, not only herself, but the rest of the team. We talked about her. We kind of, the De La Salle fans missed her in that last game. Bitin.
Right.
No, bitin. Pero kailangan ngayon bigay niya lahat. Gia, oh, what a save.
Left-handed save too by Macandili. But it goes to Ateneo. Ahomiro. Fajardo.
Oh,
Kiana.
Kim likes this.
And
Kim
that
likes
bounces
that.
out.
Kim likes that kind of a set na mataas, because that's where she hits the ball in full extension of her spiking arm.
And look at the full extension of Don
Grabe.
Macandili bouncing off the floor, which only sets up the Kiana D attack.
Best libero in season 78. Oh, that's too low. Good block by Aragalang.
Valdez. Macandili able to pop it right back up. Fajardo underhands that one. Napakahirap ng set na yun. And an easy over for Ateneo.
That's the set for Kim D.
Inalalayan. What a decision by Kiana D to give them their biggest lead of the match right now so far, 13-10, and let's look at it again.
Sabi mo nga, this is a glimpse of the future for the Lady Spikers of De La Salle. KKD.
Second set, abante ang Lasal. First set, nabingwit ng Ateneo. And more of the athletes that have joined us, of course.
Rex Hintal, middle blocker for the Ateneo Blue Eagles. Congratulations also for winning another championship for Ateneo.
Kiana D on fire. We talked about the percentage of Valdez na napakataas pagdating sa attack. Kiana D, 8 points and 8 attacks.
Ayun, kaya ko yun. 90% ba yun?
Mababa yung palo.
100% yun, kala nyo talaga. And Eliza Valdez, you mentioned this. You were the one who mentioned this. Yung fatigue. Baka ha, baka.
And of course, the beautiful wife of our colleague, Kurt Long, Tata Long, with us. And they give it back to Eliza. It's getting a little predictable. And this lead is at 5 for the LSU. 15-10, the tide has shifted to the school that is looking for their 9th championship.
Miski, saan ka tumingin sa Araneta? Wala kang makitang puwang in between fans. There's no gap in
Wala
between.
talaga. At ngayon, ang selebrasyon napunta naman sa Lasal. Abante ng 6, 16-10. Technical timeout tayo. The Classic Cup Lasal Ateneo Golf Classic, June 6, 2016, Monday, Kanlubang Golf and Country Club.
Masaya yan. Masaya yung golf tournament na yan. Every year, sumasali tayo dyan. Di ba, Larry?
Kim Fajardo on serve right now. How about Fajardo, Doc? In set 1, 0 points. In set 2, 4 points, 3 attacks in 1 serve. All in the second set.
Net touch on Kim B. He doesn't complain. Eliza gets another point.
Eliza is working, and she's working overtime here, and we're only in the second set.
You're right. Second set pa lang, parang dami na nangyari.
16-11, ating talaan, naragkalang.
Straight into the defense of Gia. Gia this time, Bea thought she was asking for it because she was clapping. And unexpected.
Oh, and there you go. Eliza tipping it over. And the lead is down to 4, 16-12. She doesn't put too much effort on this. Ginamitan ng konting diskarte, ng konting utang. Makinig tayo kay Coach Ramil naman.
Okay? Pagka hindi nakapelo, pwede paluhin, hindi makakaibabaw. Pag hindi nakapelo, pwesto kagad, balik agad ang depensa. Ibig sabihin, hindi na pwede wala tayo, hindi na wala nang time, matras. So pwede na isugot na kagad ang depensa pag gano'n. Okay? Sige, go. One, two, receive, ha? Alaga sa lamang.
That's Coach Ronald Dulay of the De La Salle men's team naman.
Na dati rin nag-Ateneo, dati rin nag-UP.
Dati.
Diba? Sa
Yeah.
women's.
Yeah. Right now, sa De La Salle naman siya.
16-12. 12 serving 16 in set number 2 in this epic collision of arch rivals for game number 3. And you're watching it in high definition. Hiningi. Makantili. This time, De Leon times it perfectly.
That was a freebie for Bea De Leon. And Baron so far has been very quiet in this match. And you can't let Bea De Leon have her way over at the net. She's gonna get those mga regalo na... Oh! Amy straight into the net.
Breaking their own and killing their own momentum in the process. Giving a free point to LaSalle.
You know what? Well, maybe we should get the number of fans again. Kasi parang maybe some are still coming in. And
Baka, mamaya, oh. Padami pa ng padami.
padami ng padami.
So, ang gusto mo, meron tayong final count. Parang gano'n, di ba? Hindi, di ba?
Parang eleksyon.
Kasi wala kang tiwala doon sa
Nagabot yung
initial count natin.
Eliza Valdez, she is doing everything right now for Ateneo. Grabe. Everything she touches, the percentages she's having right now is so high. Unbelievable.
Her percentage, by the way, before this game, her career, 79%. In her career, her
Tataas pa ata.
winning, her hitting percentage.
Gia.
Service ace. Para kay Morado.
That's a good serve again.
Dalawang abante ng Lasal.
It's too low for Kim.
Nakahanap ng pwesto si De Leon dun sa likod. And this is good for Lasal because it's other people.
Ateneo, you mean?
Sorry for Ateneo, yes, kasi
That's right. Yung kanilang middle naman ngayon na nagkaka-chance na mag-score.
Isa na lang ang bate na Lasal, 17-16.
Kaya na, saan na nagmamadali? Hindi tayo nakakumpres sa atake. Oh. Sobrang disorganized ng atake natin. Yan lacking na ng bell. Sinabi ko sa inyo, magagalit sa serve dito. Dito kayo dinipensa. Dito kayo dinipensa. Walang makapagpapal dito. Dito tayo sumugod. Dito tayo sumugod na sumugod. Okay? O, tignan muna tayo ha. Stop, stop. Labang tayo.
6 a.m., the fans lined up. And they're all inside and jam-packed at Ateneo Coliseum. Sama rin natin si Desiree Cheng. He's been present through all the games. Sid Demecilio and Mika Reyes. It's a great shot of two graduating spectacular players from LaSalle.
Oh!
Misreceived.
Aragalang. That gives Ateneo, or that ties this second set.
Biggest lead was at 5, if I'm not mistaken, here in set number 2, and Galang just could not get that.
What a run by Ateneo.
How did they do this? What
Yeah.
happened? Anong nagbago? Doc Ian.
Sabi nga ni Coach Ramil, the offense of De La Salle, even their defense, blocking floor defense, so disorganized.
Oo nga, sabi nga niya, narinig nga.
Kaya parang in the blink of an eye, andun na yung Ateneo nakahabol. They weren't able to set up anything in offense, more importantly in defense.
And a service error. That is number 1 for LaSalle in this set. Number 5, all in all.
Aragalan has to dig deep. He has to dig deep.
Valdez, 18 points on 18 attacks. Fajardo.
Nice combination.
That's a good thing by Mika Reyes, by the way. Drew the defender.
Correct. Drew Bea de Leon along with her. And Kim had a huge opening. But now she's in the back row, so it's up to Sid and Mika for De La Salle.
Kiana Diaz had a spectacular second round, Final Four, and finals so far. The push to the other side. Fajardo is blocked. She wanted to go for the 1-2 play, as now Coach Ramil is the first to blink. Puts in CJ Sarah. What is the reason behind this? Kasi hindi naman masama yung nilalaro ni Kiana Diaz. Ano ba ito? Sa depensa ba ito?
Correct. It's purely for defense.
Okay.
Si Kim D is not really known for her defense, so
Right.
talagang that's a good option for Coach Ramil. Pahinga at the same time and have a more aggressive defensive specialist at the back.
Get it. Yeye Reyes got that point and now is serving. And they have the 1-point lead. Tik-tikan tayo dito sa set number 2.
This is one of those sets that you can feel that both teams are just grinding it out, grinding up to the end, up to 25. Oh! What happened?
At sabi ni Gia, sa'yo yun. Sabi niya kay Maraginot.
And
That was her space.
Maraginot just said, ang alin? First time we've seen that between these two.
And crucial yun, ha, Doc?
Yeah.
That's a 2-point lead at this point of the set.
This time, from the back.
And have to take Valdez to get that point back.
That was from the back row. Amazing. The MVP.
19 points on 19 attacks. Hekiliana.
Ooh, was it on its way out?
Demecilio.
Good coverage by Eliza.
Gia to Maraginot. Gia keeps it up. Valdez from the back row. Just a top spin. Fajardo opens up. Demecilio. Oh! And now Humiro could not keep it up. So that's another 2-point lead. 22-20, and the veteran Sid Demecilio from Cebu putting it away.
She has to have, she has to really come up big this game because I think Aragala needs the help, because hindi siya 100% so far.
Galang 4 points on 4 attacks, Doc.
Oh, that's easy. Kim Fajardo, watch out.
Fajardo again. This time she's checked. Makandili keeps it up. Cross court attack by Aragalang on you, Doc Ian.
That's what she needs. And
23-20.
before we look at this attack of Aras, we look at it, remember that sub of Saga to defend, I think has really helped LaSalle a big way.
CJ Saga. Let's listen in. Ateneo. Lead is 3. The Santiagos are in the house. Hey, EJ Laurel also.
Yeah, EJ is also there. And Jaja Santiago is our best spiker.
Spiker, EJ Laurel, of course, from UST.
Yan ang mga stars na coming up.
Yan ang mamana.
Oo.
Oh, what a read by Baron on Joe Maraginot. The best blocker put up a wall, and she shut Maraginot down in this sequence.
Ang ganda ng slow-mo. Ang ganda. You're not missing any part of that sequence with the slow-mo that we... Oy!
Set point tayo. Did you see what I saw?
Yeah.
That it might have been a double contact, ganun ba?
Kasi yung lipad ng bola...
Gumanon?
Yeah.
But pinayagan nila referees
I thought it was...
Yul and Jeff Lopez. So it is 21 serving 24. No room for error for Ateneo. Valdez blocks Fajardo. Galang. And that will do it for the second set. Aragalang, the girl that you were asking to produce, came up big late in the second set.
That's right. It was a slow start for her in the first, but she went big here in the second set.
And we are tied. What do you know? Game number 3. Right here at ABS-CBN Sports in Action. The Ateneo Lady Eagles win the first set.
Yeah.
The Lady Spikers get back the second set. So we are tied at game number 3. A Sid.
This is
Niga.
classic, this shot here.
And the focus and concentration. And that's what happened in that set number 2. It heightened for LaSalle in set number 2. And then the surprise of Coach Ramil, who's always been known to do something like that. CJ Saga, ang tubong Dumaguete, pinasok. And
to replace Kim D.
That's right, after she served. And they won that second set.
Attack points still belonging to Ateneo by 2, 16-14. Blocks back to De La Salle 1-0. Service aces, Ateneo pa rin yan. Pero look at this, unforced errors.
Yun, mabigat.
Dito tayo nadali. And also,
actually, mas marami rin yung errors nila. Pero ang dami na. Kaya nabawi kahit
at marami rin yung sa LaSalle.
At saka may block.
May block pa. 4-1. So may 3 puntos coming from the block. And like what we pointed out, Kim D, she was so instrumental in that second set, whenever she was in the front line.
Right.
Whenever Ateneo was trying to make a run, yung Kim D ang nagsascore for De La Salle. This time, Eliza. She's starting off here in this. This was an adjustment that Ateneo did in the last game. Eliza doesn't start from that outside hitting. She hits from the opposite
side.
Starts to avoid the block.
Yun ang rason doon. D.
The push!
And a point will be given to LaSalle. 22,848 in attendance here. And I'm quite sure, Doc Ian, that there are a lot of first-timers who are watching here. They've been hearing the buzz. They hear a lot about the game, so they wanted to check them out. I met a few of them in game number 2, mga first-timers. As a service ace for LaSalle gives them a 2-1 lead here in game number 3. 28 excellent sets for Morado, 27 for Fajardo as we speak, as we check in. The LaSalle side with Janine Choi.
Ian, so what's next for Ara Galang after the UAAP? Well, she has 1 term left till graduation in her BS Entrepreneurship course, and she's very excited because she has so many ideas for her own upcoming business. And with regard to entering the pros, she said that she's open to the idea for as long as there's an opportunity. Ara is thankful for her UAAP experience because her learnings go beyond what happens on the court. Ang sinabi pa ni Ara, for 5 years naging routine ko ang UAAP. Madaming magbabago pero excited ako sa magiging bagong yugto ng buhay ko. Balik sa inyo, Bumatian.
Janine Choi with another great insight on the player that a lot of people admire and idolize, si Ara Galang.
One thing's for sure, though, she's got a very, very bright future ahead of her.
No question. In the meantime, we're tied here at 3-all. But it's the last time you're going to see them in their uniforms. For Ateneo and LaSalle. Sid, Ara,
Mika.
Yeye, Mika Esperanza, Carol Cerveza, Ahomiro, Valdez, and Tajima. As Fajardo, of course, as school officials have reported, has opted to play out her fifth year
last year.
And Yeye Reyes marches back in with a lead 4-3.
Now,
dito naman tayo makibalita kay Laura Liman from Ateneo.
Boom and Ian, despite losing set number 2, the girls were able to keep things close. And in the dugout last Wednesday, they were reminded why they play. Last Wednesday, a cancer survivor visited the Lady Eagles. She told us that a while back, she was only given 4 months to live, and so she decided to end treatment. When she did, she watched all of the Ateneo games, and the fight that the girls showed inspired and motivated her every day. She too learned how to live heart-strong and somehow miraculously survived the cancer. And today, she is surpassing all of her doctor's expectations. Her story inspired the girls and reminded them why and how to play. They don't give up no matter what, and they don't play for themselves, but for their teammates, school, and supporters. That's all for now. Boom and Ian.
The beauty of sports, really. And just imagine, thank you, Laura. Just imagine, Doc, yung mga grade school and high school na nanonood ngayon, nanonood itong taon na to, and get inspired also to just simply want to play volleyball. They're going to be the future. There we're going to see some of these players, and when we start interviewing them in the future, they're going to go back to this year and say that, you know, it was this person, this girl.
The season of the UAAP, it was... It's going to be that way in the next maybe 5 to 10 years. You're going to see a lot of the stars of this sport look back to this day.
Yes. To this series, maybe even, which is tied at 1-all. Game number 3, LaSalle ahead 7-4 in set number 3. Faulty receptions for Ateneo here in this set. Errors climbing. The numbers, errors climbing for Ateneo in sets 2 and 3. We have a technical timeout. Back inside, the Rockets on a Smart Araneta Coliseum. Game 3. These are the LaSalle supporters who are enjoying the moment because they're ahead by 4 and have tied 1 set apiece.
Alas 6 ng umaga.
Nakapila.
Nakapila sila kanina.
Hinahanap. Doc Ian.
Magkasama tayo.
Mga pala. 8-4. D. Shortens the serve. Yes. Go back to Maraguinot. Angles in, cross court. And the Lipa Batangas native puts it away.
You know, she definitely has learned from the best, having Eliza Valdez as the opposite, as her opposite. It's but natural that Eliza, you know, shows her the tricks and the ways to avoid the block and hit it at an angle, and she's definitely shown all of us that she's learned those from Eliza.
Macandili was there to dig. Galang goes
That's
over
outside,
the block.
yeah. She got bothered by the block, plus the fact that the set was a bit far from the net.
She didn't get her usual approach, Doc.
Yeah, the approach wasn't there. She just went vertical all the way, so.
6 serving 8 now. And Maraguinot serving again.
They go to Ara. Oh,
Running attack.
that's nice. She likes that.
May tumama sa net.
She likes that. Again, these are variations that we seldom see, and if you're the opponent, hindi mo inaasahan eh. That's why it confuses the defense.
And that's funny because that used to be a LaSalle staple. Jack Alarca, Abi Maranyo, di ba? Yung
Running spike na.
running attack. Speaking of staples, Valdez, let's check her
Taas ng
percentage.
Ang taas, lalo pang tumaas.
22 on 22.
Teka, let me just get...
I'll give you one set to figure it out, Doc Ian.
Ang bilis naman. Oh, straight
ganda
into
ng
the
palitan.
block. And look at what Gia Morado does right away. Like Apollo, alam niya, it was
Mali.
such a risky play and a very unwise play. Look at where she gives it to. Straight into the hands of Reyes.
10-7 LaSalle ahead. Reyes serving.
All Reyes had to do was say thank you, Gia.
A chance of Mika cascading
Here
down.
we go, here we go.
Bumawi si Morado, binigay kay Baldo.
23.
23 on 23.
Look at this slow-mo. They've done this play so many times and it's so effective because it just leaves Eliza with one blocker.
And you like her chances with one blocker, obviously, as Gio Morado serves it into the net to the disappointment of Coach Tai Woodin.
The only downside to that play is she has to work
Doubly hard.
Doubly hard kasi instead of ito nag-aantay forward,
Naghahabol siya.
aantay niya yung big hook and then mabilis siyang iikot just to get to the ball. Uy!
They're gonna call that.
Over-received by Giselle. Nothing Gia could have done. She's a back row player.
Yep.
That's so hard, yeah. She did her best though. At ang ganda pa rin nung set, kaso yung violation on the release was called.
And Fajardo also does the same thing and serves it into the net.
That hurts your team. Those kind of errors really.
And we are at the point, Doc, in this series that every single point or error matters.
Very true.
There's a premium on every single point and error. Back row.
Look at the cut.
Fajardo easily takes it though. Kiana.
Again, that's going to be, this time they go, I think she didn't expect it. They thought they were going to give it, that Giselle was going to give it up again to Eliza in the middle. And Joe was a bit surprised that she got that set.
13-9. Cebuana on deck. So happy to be back starting for LaSalle again. And playing, getting a lot of court time. And she... And the Lady Spikers are ahead by 5 here. Coach Tai will call a timeout.
Mababa yung bigay kay Joe.
Hey! On out! Take on out, na? Get one. On out, na? Get one, na?
Okay. Let's get one.
One boy.
Inner connection, no? The inner connection, ha? Let's get one. Maingay, ha?
Alright, I'd like to greet our friends John Hendricks, Ivy Remulla, and Jana Abrera. Also, Aaron D, may naanak, for watching the game.
Kahit kung saan tayo galing pareho, Doc, kahit doon pinag-uusapan.
Ay, grabe.
Saan sulok pinag-uusapan itong game number 3.
Walang tigil na usap yun.
It
ha?
really,
Tuloy-tuloy yun hanggang sa ngayon.
Talagang inaabangan ng kahit sa probinsya, kahit sa bansa.
Bansa.
Actually, Sunday Pinoy.
Yeah, my friend Mike and Minette from Abu Dhabi also watching the game right now.
FC.tv. And everybody watching the live stream, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Boom Gonzalez, Doc Ian Laurel, and ABS-CBN Sports
Oh!
action. Nakakita ng butas. Si Galang sa likod.
Yeah.
5 na naman ang abante ng Lasal.
If you're Ateneo, you don't want Ara to have such a big opening, and more importantly, you don't want to get her going in offense. Look, no one even went up with her.
Nobody. It's a crime.
It's a crime if you want to call it that.
Hekiliana.
Oh.
Nakabawi.
She's played so big here in this season. Remember that second round that they got the win?
Serving Pin Hekiliana.
Lead is 3. Reyes. Morado just sends it to the other side.
Watch
Macandili to D. Down the line. Valdez was there. And a free ball.
Oh! Kala ko walang kukuha.
Fajardo. Combination play. And Kiana D puts it away. Technical timeout. And LaSalle is rolling right now.
Look at that. Look at that combination. Against 2 blockers, she didn't mind that. Has 12 points, 12 from the attacks. LaSalle with a 4-point lead. 5-point lead.
Everybody in attendance, including the celebrities, who's almost every game.
No guesswork there, which team she's rooting for. Angelica Panganiban, she's such a diehard volleyball fan and Ateneo fan.
Diehard Valdez fan o Ateneo fan. In the meantime,
It's too soft from Ara.
kanyang team ay dihado ng 5 puntos dito sa ating third set. Fajardo
Ooh, that's too easy.
sent back. Chance for Ateneo here. They go to Valdez at the back row. That's out.
Whoa. Was it in? Because it looked, of course, our linesman had a better angle. But Coach Tai was trying to question if that ball really landed out or in.
I thought it was out.
Alright, so it's now a 6-point lead. Quietly, LaSalle lumayo.
Kiana D serving.
Oh, they go back row again. Nice play there and good defense by Hekiliana.
She misjudged that, talking about Marginot, trying to go too wide, and Coach Tai will call his second timeout here. Julia Barreto, is that Sam Concepcion?
Yeah.
Yes, with us at the Araneta Coliseum. Timeout muna.
Not 25! Go! Fighting! Not 25,
I don't know who it was, but somebody was shouting there, tulungan natin si Eliza. Because as you noticed,
My guess is that was Eliza.
shut in.
As a third person.
18-11. Biggest lead of LaSalle in any set. Kiana D looking.
Tahimik ang blue side ng
Medyo, oo.
Araneta.
Maingay naman in green side. Lalo na after that service ace. And LaSalle is feeling it here. And they want to get 2 sets to 1 on, inside their pocket.
Kim D with another good serve. Oh, nice delay there. Oh!
Oh, what a recovery by Morado also.
Grabe, ang ganda ng save ni Gia.
Fajardo chooses Galang. Sent back. Demesilio keeps it in play. Macandili. Galang again. Mababa.
That set was coming from way back. Very hard for her to control.
But their lead is a little bit more comfortable here at 7.
Almost she just passed it at the back. Noreen Go, the commissioner. Let's congratulate her. Good job by Noreen Go for this year.
Yeah, I was talking to Commissioner Noreen Go earlier prior to the start of the match. And I said, congratulations, Com. And she says, well, it's really not about her. It's because of all the teams that played so well this year. And I said, it is true. At the end of the day, The players and the teams are the stars, but it was so well ran this year.
Yeah.
So hats off to her and UP.
UP as the host.
As a host for season 78.
Props to Noreen Go, our commissioner at UP.
Kiana D will sit down. CJ Saga will come back in again, while this lead is at 8, and Meita Jima now will come in for Amy Aguiro. This is for blocking. Ano ba?
This is another change-up that Coach Tai did in the previous match. And it's really for blocking and to try and change up the look in offense for trying to open up Elisa. Good save there from De La Salle.
Tajima.
There you go.
Instant points for the graduating Meita Jima.
You like that from Tajima, and you like that for Gia Morado to give it to her.
Pampano, confidence boost. And obviously, hindi inasahan nila Makandili.
Yes, that's the main point of that sub. It's unexpected.
13 serving 20. And look at that. She gets 2 straight points.
Look at the Ateneo bench. They're like, if they can embrace Tajima right now, they'll go all the way to her.
Coach Ramil stares down Don Makandili during this timeout. Let's listen in. Beatan. Mamigay ka naman. Beatan. Sorry, lumabas ba? Narinig ba? Narinig?
Hindi naman. Hindi.
Sorry, Beatan, Dendel Lazaro.
Hindi ako magtataka may dadating na ano dito.
Kasama
merienda.
namin. Ito is Commissioner.
Yan, oh.
Commissioner, nabanggit natin, Commissioner Rico. Yeah, congratulations to the UP for incredibly hosting season 78. Let me just go back to Beatan, who's part of Beach Volleyball Republic. Nakasama namin the last couple of days in Boracay. Papalabas natin bukas yan dito sa ABS-CBN Sports in Action. 2 to 6 in the afternoon for PVR. 6th leg in Boracay. In the meantime, Mika Reyes nakahanap ng butas sa likod.
Oh, that's clearly inside. Mika Reyes has, ito na, parang uminit na, no? Lahat ng players ng Lasal. Galang, Reyes. They go to get what a reception from Vicky Yana. Oh, what a pancake!
Yep. Oh, but Ara Galang is holding on to her shoulder right after she
wins. And just held her left shoulder after that pancake.
Ayan, pinaano niya ngayon. Parang sinusundok niya yung shoulder niya ngayon. Trying to shake it off.
Look at that pancake.
After the pancake,
look at what she did. Oh, we don't see it.
Oh, hindi natin nakita, pero...
But she's okay. She's...
Oh, pinapagpag. Pinapagpag. Thumbs up daw. Good sign for the LaSalle fans. That's out.
That's too wide.
Yan, nakita ni...
Yan.
Pinapagpag niya yung sakit kanina after yung pancake niya, no?
Because it's the left shoulder that will, with the weight of the burden.
Went to the left shoulder. In the meantime, her team is up by 9. They are 2 points away, getting a 2-1 lead. Oh! Wow. How are they able to save that? Coach Ramil is asking for a double touchdown on Elisa, on Tan, if I'm not mistaken.
On the reception, but our referee's clear, it was a one motion.
Sabi, 1 down, 1 motion. And
that was a broken play. That turned out to be one of Elisa's clean hits again.
Therese Gaston, who gave them, by the way, that third set, game number 2 with that attack, is back on the court for Ateneo. Sid Domicilio receiving.
It's a push.
Chance for Ateneo here. They go to Valdez. Makandili tried to get it. Could not keep it up. And the Ateneo loyalists still have hope. for this set.
Ooh, right in between the blocks.
Gala.
Good coverage there.
Fajardo,
you don't leave her alone.
play.
You don't leave Fajardo alone.
On the 1-2 play, Kim Fajardo puts it away. And now serving for a 2-1 lead in game number 3. On the opposite side, Eliza. Good save again by Galang. Demesilio cross court. Malapit.
Oh, yeah, that hits the antenna. That hits the antenna.
And LaSalle is a set away from their 9th championship in the UAAP. One more set for them. Can Ateneo extend this to another 5-set thriller? Find out when we come back. Nagbabalik po ang game number 3 dito po sa ABS-CBN Sports and Action. Abante na po ang LaSalle. 2-1. Coach Ramil De Jesus, armed with 8 championships, is a set away from getting his 9th title here in the UAAP.
All right, what's amazing here, Boom, is that Ateneo still has the lead on attack points. 2 lang naman, pero still, they showed better offense. Blocking, nakuha na ulit ng LaSalle. That's the second straight set that they've done that. Service aces 3. And again, LaSalle able to limit their errors. Only 4. And for the entire game, I'm sure it's less than 30 at this point. But Ateneo having 11 in that third set. So those numbers in that department alone, parang andali nang i-conclude that Ateneo gave away that set.
So, 27 unforced errors for Ateneo so far at 12 lang para sa LaSalle. Remember, they had 33 in the last game, which, again, Coach Ramil did not appreciate.
Yeah, we said that 30 was the
But
number
sila
that
dyan,
LaSalle should avoid. Pero mukhang itong Ateneo ang
mabigat
humahabol dun sa number na yun because they have 27 at this point.
And Aragalang seems fine, Doc Ian. Ay, kita mo yung reaksyon ng fan na yun, tuwang-tuwa doon sa palo ng Kapampangan.
Just want to say hi to my nephews, Enzo, si Aaron D, and si Sofia Espino celebrating her birthday tomorrow.
May nanonood sa Dubai, may nanonood sa Norway, all the way in Norway, watching us on TFC.tv.
Marami na naman puyat.
Ganun na nga. LaSalle with a 2-1 lead as they block Eliza Valdez.
That was a solid one. These are the 2 players that have been giving Eliza a lot of trouble, a lot of nightmares. Kim B and Baron.
And by the way, let me just mention, Doc Ian, that LaSalle has not lost back-to-back this season.
Yeah.
Yes, they have lost 5 times this season, but never back-to-back for them.
Oh, what a save by Makandili. They go back to Eliza. The drop is there, picked up by
Fajardo.
Kim. Off the block. That's a good save.
And LaSalle wins that ball rally. And Baron with 8 points. Let's look at that again. Look at that
Grabe,
save.
ang layo ng pinag... And look at how she avoids crossing the line.
Right.
Look at,
Slides out.
Inanchor niya yung left hand niya.
Galing.
At parang yun ang preno, yun ang brakes, and wow.
You
Best
know,
libero.
She is the definition of giving everything that she's got for LaSalle. No? And more. Her whole body. Ang linis nga ng side ng floor nila eh.
Ang dumi, yung labandera nila ang magagalit sa kanya. Lininis mo ang buong araneta.
Oo eh.
Another block on Eliza.
They go back to Valdez. And Valdez has been guarded.
has to dig deep. Hindi natin masabi kung yung pagod din nagiging factor na ngayon. Ano?
In the meantime, balik tayo kay Janine Choi.
With Ian Miguel first fell in love with volleyball since the first day she started training every day way back in high school. And now that she's on the last day of her UAAP career, she said that she will cherish every moment of it. After all, for her, nothing can ever compare to the UAAP. She will always remember her rookie year because it was the first time she experienced the vibe and excitement that league brings. And what she'll miss most as she exits LaSalle is the school spirit and the DLSU community. Also, she's very thankful for all the fans who stayed in both victory and defeat. Boom and Ian.
Well, that school spirit that you're talking about, Janine, is alive and kicking. Seven blocks by LaSalle, 4 by Ateneo. The showtime peeps are in the house. Karil, who was here in game number 2, said it was her first ever volleyball live match. So sabi niya, sobrang nagustuhan niya, babalik daw siya. Yun na nga, bumalik siya. In the meantime,
With Ryan.
oh, Ryan Bang. 5-2 is our score. And LaSalle is getting Ateneo's number here.
These are, again, unforced errors for Ateneo. Sabi ni Bea De Leon, taasan mo ng konti or idikit mo ng konti because she wasn't able to reach to the ball in that play.
Well, you know what? What brought LaSalle to the finals is their blocking. They've been the best. And they're showing it here.
Another off-speed from Kim D.
Valdez, that's off the net. Is she getting a little tired? The MVP.
All right. What happened there was the sets that Gio are now giving to Eliza all went in that first and second set.
Correct.
Ito yung lahat halos hindi ma-block, hindi masalat.
Correct.
Ngayon naman baliktad. Walang lumulusot.
And miscommunication there from the Ateneo side. LaSalle has a chance. And Mika gives him a 6-point lead. 8-2. First technical timeout of set number 4. And the guys in green are looking good in this 4th set. You're watching game number 3. The finals between Ateneo and LaSalle. Mika Reyes has been towering throughout this series.
Yes.
And she gets them a 6-point lead, 8-2 in set number 4.
All right, let's greet Mr. Rafi Villavicencio, our good friend, CEO Phil Oil and team manager of Delsa. Happy birthday. Birthday pala ni Sir Rafi Villavicencio na yun.
Blocking of LaSalle has been so solid.
No one went up with Kim D.
Valdez tries again. Demecilio sends it back. De Leon.
Long rally.
That one is in. 9-2. Aragala.
Wow. What a time for Aragalam. Starter.
And now, she's playing through pain. She's playing through, lahat ng mga sinasabing nananakit yung katawan niya. And she's delivering the goods for LaSalle as we go to Laura Lehman.
Boom and Ian, the Lady Eagles have yet to win in Araneta, and netizens have said that the Coliseum is bad luck. But when I asked the girls, they said that there is no such thing, and if anything, they're only excited to break the curse. At this point, they've just lost some confidence, but Eliza is doing whatever she can. She is talking more than usual in the huddle because at this point, it's all a mind game. Now, Coach Ty is also doing his part to pump up the girls. He recognizes their anxiety, and so as a coach, he said now is not the time to get mad. Now is the time to dance and be happy because he wants the girls to know that he is still very confident. Back to you, Bumanian.
Will Eliza be enough, though? That is the question. And yes, Laura mentioned the fact that they have not won here at Araneta Coliseum.
Naging topic yan in social media, yung venues where we have played the championship matches.
LaSalle, and the rally continues. 11-3 is the score. Look at this denial by the girls in green of the MVP. And Sin Demesilio. Boy. Morado. Hekiliana. That is a net block.
Whoa, whoa, that was blocked by the net, so
It was.
wow, violation right there.
The net block, so 4 touches and a timeout will be called by Ateneo as this lead is now at 9. The fans of Salle here sa Araneta Coliseum are smelling a little bit of that trophy. Nangangamoy ng konti.
Nangangamoy ng konti.
Pero hindi pa tayo tapos.
Malayo pa to. Still far from over.
Demesilio.
We've seen stranger things happen. Itong 4-12 na to, parang normal lang to sa atin. Malayong-malayo pa to.
Does Ateneo have one more comeback in them? We'll find out. Valdez serves. Macandili receives. They open up to D. D has been unstoppable today. You know, Doc, I said to Mosey in game number 2 that after her performance, she's giving Mika Reyes a run for her money in terms of finals MVP if they win this title. Bahala na sila mag-desisyon yan.
Sino
Pero
sila?
ang ganda. Ang ganda ng labanan nila. No coverage.
Oh, this is starting to look like a meltdown for Ateneo. The things that helped them win game number 2 are non-existent right now. The blocking, the offense, and more importantly, the coverage and floor defense na. We talked about it. Yun ang nagpapanalo sa kanila. Look at 3 people, 3 blue shirts right there. About 2 feet away from that ball. No one even went for the dig.
And CJ Saga is coming back. Yun yung balitan kanina para dumepensa.
Ito yung naging turning point.
In your opinion, yes, that's what you said.
That was a bunot that Coach Ramil really benefited from.
Right. Rookie from Cinnamon High School.
Oh. Ooh.
Free ball.
No.
Fajardo. And the push by Mika Reyes. And look at the celebration. 15-5. It is a 10-point lead for the Green Archers. And the jubilation of the Bulakenga. 9 points, 5 attacks, 3 blocks, 1 serve for Yeye. Morado. Ahumiro will try again. Demesilio puts it away. Second technical timeout. And the girls in green are up by 11. 22,848 witnessing this domination by Salle over their blue arch rivals in this set. 16-5. Doc, explain this to us. How did this happen? What are they doing right? Talking about the ladies in green.
Obviously, their blocking just put a clamp on the Ateneo offense. Also, minimizing the errors for the past 2 sets, I think, set a trend for them. Very hard to defeat Salle if their errors are just 4 or 5 in a set. Also, that one, their offense. Everyone is now clicking. Yeye Reyes, even Kim Fajardo, even Baron, even Demesilio, Galang. You know, all the green shirts really putting in numbers in this set.
It's been a collective effort.
But the manner that they clamped down on Eliza in the first 4 or 5 points of this set I think, really demoralized the Ateneo team.
And Eliza really poured it on in that first and second
Correct,
set.
correct.
Maraginot. Finally, they break the silence talking about the Lady Eagles.
All right, this time Eliza's in the back row, Joe is in the front. If you're Morado, you gotta keep on going to Maraginot for now and give some rest to Eliza.
Relief, kumbaga.
Para magkahangin, makabawi, and then try giving it to her again later on. Who do they go to? They go to the middle.
Back row. And one last kick by the three-time MVP.
These are back-to-back points for Ateneo.
Getting a little prayer there. Kiana D with 15 points on 14 attacks. Baron now has 10. Reyes has 9. Galang has 9. A collective effort by LaSalle. An error there. And Tajima doesn't put it away.
Free ball.
Free ball for LaSalle. Fajardo goes to Baron.
Nice block by Tajima.
Balik kay Baron. Napagod na. Hindi na maangat ng Toto dun sa third jump.
Oh,
They have a little-
Tajima. Napaka-ganda nung pinapakita niya in that sequence against Baron. Hindi nakalusot si Majo.
Galang receiving. Back to Sid.
That's outside.
3 straight points for Ateneo. It's an 8-point lead. And Coach Ramil wants to make sure.
Wow. This is not over.
Sabi mo nga.
Hindi kayo tatalong ka sa tabi sa sinabi sa'yo. Ano ba? Ganito ka. Kasi iwalay ka. Para mahila mo siya. Pero sa talino, huwag kang hayaan tumigil. Okay? Huwag kang pumalo ng direksyon. Huwag kang palo, Sid. Pumalo ka ng direksyon eh.
Doc.
Yeah, in fairness to Coach Tai Bundit, you know, that's what an unexpected sub can do to your opponent. It can really throw your opponent off. And the Tajima sub already has produced 4 points for Ateneo.
Right.
And dun kinailangan ni Coach Ramil tumawag ng timeout to regroup the Lady Spikers.
Sid Domicilio. She says she's not even up to 90% this whole season. She has had an up and down season in terms of her health, in terms of her physical state.
She was a big question mark to
Yeah,
start
for the
this
season. But now she is 7 points away from gaining another championship. Fajardo.
It's too low.
Valdez hinabol na. Ayun na. The legs.
She's trying her best.
The legs of the three-time MVP gave way there.
Lahat ibinibigay ni Eliza ngayon.
19-9 for the LSU. That one drops in. And LaSalle is 5 points away from their 9th championship.
Coach Ramil with a fist pump na medyo pigil pa.
Yeah, pigil pa.
He doesn't want to celebrate right now, but you can feel it. I know he can feel it right now. Coach Tai, of course, worried for the girls in blue. Pero hindi pa ho tapos ito.
Coach Ramil, 200 is looking for his 232nd win. With 62 losses. Yan ang overall record ng mamang nasa screens ngayon. A winning percentage of 79% for the man who's looking for his 9th championship. This is the 5th straight meeting of LaSalle and Ateneo in the finals. Sa basketball nga, apat na beses pa lang sila nakita. In the UAAP, In the
Ito
UAAP.
sunod-sunod.
Ito sunod-sunod pa, 5.
Okay, they go to Eliza again.
And the block was there. Free ball for LaSalle.
Watch out. Throw it. There's a setup for Ara.
Galang overestimates that one. Coach Ramil is livid at the sideline. Meron siyang nilireklamo dito. 21-10. Ano kaya nirereklamo ni Coach Emil?
Maybe a touch on the net or a touch on the block.
You know,
You don't
talking
know.
to Jeff Lopez, our second referee, Kim Pardo talking to Yul.
All right, and our first referee is explaining.
That's a killer instinct of the coach. Ano yung nireklamo ni Coach Emil na may touch pa daw? Hindi natin marinig.
Nung umatras yata si Bea or si Ahumiro, pagtalikod, maybe the hair or the uniform, sumabit sa net. This is outside from Aragalang. Oh, hindi pa tapos ito ha. Ateneo making a couple of mini runs here.
21-11. It is a 10-point lead. Naghahabol ang Ateneo dito in set number 4.
Who do they go to?
They go to Galang. Coverage there by Makandilig. Galang ulit. Morado.
There's Eliza again, that attack from the back.
Oh, what an acute angle.
This time she learns how to avoid that block. And Eliza, question is, does she still have enough on that tank for another one of those, you know, performances for the ages that she's been known for in a lot of times already here in the UAAP.
Delayed by the block. Morado goes back to Eliza. Quicker set. They're not going to allow that. It's a net block. It's a little lower than usual.
Yeah, it was a bit low from Gia.
And Kiana D
More trouble here for Ateneo.
is coming back for offense. CJ Saga has done her job.
Yeah.
And what a job it has been. What instinct by Coach Ramil to just pull her into this match. La Salle is 3 points away, Doc Ian.
And they still go to Eliza, huh?
Valdez, bumalik ang bola sa Ateneo.
Do they go back to her? And they do.
Sa gitna naman.
Outside naman.
And Eliza has tried her best. But La Salle is marching here in set number 4. They're 2 points away from celebrating a championship. And that's the celebration of the bench.
It's deafening here. Adaraneta. Oh,
Well, she's going to go down swinging, isn't she?
definitely. All the way.
Gonna go down
Up to the
swinging.
very end.
Umiika-ika na nga eh.
Also hi to Ma'am Rosan of Binyan Volleyball Community. Watching. Ito na.
Ahumiro. Chance for Ateneo here. They're down 10. De Leon picked up by Hekiliana. Morado goes back to Valdez. Valdez ulit. Macandili keeps it alive.
Ooh.
Tumama na.
Yeah. The post. That hit the post.
Lead is 9.
Wow. This is going to be a tough climb for Ateneo.
And the MVP is breathing heavily going into this bench. Last breath. Ang ating talaan, 2 points away from a championship. Big start by La Salle in set number 4, and they're looking to finish it off. But Ateneo is still kicking here. Let's see. This is game number 3. No tomorrow.
Amy with a serve. This is good to Demasio.
Kiana D, and she puts it away. Woo! And championship point for DLSU, 24-14.
Wow, it all boils down to this.
And like we said, it was a collective effort for La Salle, everybody chipping in. And now Majoy Baron, it is in her hands.
This place is gonna erupt.
Nobody
Oh!
picking it up.
Point Ateneo.
So Ateneo delays and saves one championship point.
Si Di Mesilio kasi was on the floor already. The Baron was in front and just tried to chase it down. Ito, these are 9 match points.
9 match points.
That
9
Ateneo has to
championship
save.
points.
Yes, sorry, championship points.
Morado.
Gia. Who did they give it to?
Reyes.
Yeah, she gets blocked.
They're still
That's
alive.
one down. One championship point saved.
16 serving 24. And referee Yule wants to make sure that it's a dry spot.
Kasi marami.
Hirap na, dulo na lang, may masasaktan pa. Siyempre, ayaw naman natin
Ayaw
yun.
natin yan. Gia, nakatayo na ang lahat ng tao dito
Dito sa
sa
Araneta.
Araneta. They're all on their feet.
Kiana. And there we go! Kiana D puts it away and gives Salle their 9th championship. And defeats the back-to-back champions, the Ateneo de Manila Lady Eagles.
And they chose the feast day of St. LaSalle to do it on the final game of the season.
And they also continue their dominance here at the Araneta Coliseum, Lakia.
Yung usapan na yan, hindi pa tapos yan.
For Coach Ramil, that is his 232nd win, 62 losses. More importantly, it's the 9th championship, and he is the architect of all of those championships. And what about Kiana D? Her 17th point. She finishes off their arch rivals. 16 attacks, and now the players hug in the middle. Both Ateneo and LaSalle, it's the last time we're going to see Fajardo and Valdez hug it out in the middle.
Ito yun. Lagi natin nakikita. Two very good friends went separate ways in their volleyball career. Each and every time, nakikita sila, whether as competitors or as friends, hindi nila nakakalimutan.
And you're gonna see all of these images on social media. How about this moment belongs to LaSalle, 9th championship. I want you, Doc Ian, to say something about the team that they beat today, Ateneo, and Eliza Valdez, who closes her storybook career here. A legendary career for Ateneo.
As much as we don't want to see her go, she has to. And the way that she did it, 5 years, winning 2 championships, 3 MVP trophies, and more importantly, boom, siya ang nagdala sa atin dito kung bakit ganito karaming tao ang nasa Araneta at nanonood ng volleyball. And she went out swinging. That's what I like about Eliza. That first set, a big question mark if she was gassed out, but she was unstoppable.
Right.
Game 2 was definitely her game. Game 3 could have been for the first set.
And that's a great scene, Coach Ramil.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank
Coach Joel. And Eliza Valdez, she ends her career 70-19. 70 wins, 19 losses in 89 games for Eliza Valdez. So we say goodbye to her. We say goodbye to Amy Almiro and May Tajima. What about Mika Reyes? We say goodbye to her in college, but with a championship.
That's true. And just a short, Eliza Valdez, chance of MVP here in the Araneta, not only coming from Ateneo, but also from the De La Salle crowd. So that's how much she's been
Respect.
appreciated. Yeah.
Our
Grabe.
Gatorade fueled player of the game is Kiana D with Janine Choi. Let's listen in. Janine, go ahead.
So Kiana, first, congratulations to you and the team. So what do you think was the team's winning formula?
I think we just gave it our all and enjoyed. Yun talaga yung main formula. We enjoyed the game.
And we know naman that a lot of people are graduating for the team. And tell us naman, what is your favorite moment with the seniors?
This game, we dedicated it to our seniors kasi last game na to, and we just gave it our all and enjoyed. And thank you, seniors. Thank you for everything. We're gonna miss you.
what is the message you can give to all the DLSU fans and the DLSU community watching on their TV screens and those who are here now in Arenado Coliseum?
To all the DLSU fans, thank you so much. Through ups and downs, you still stayed with us, so thank you all, thank you.
Congratulations again, Kiana, and who do you want to greet?
My family, Arnie, Bambi, Luigi, Kia, Chili, Kichi, Kyla, Nika, and all the DLSU community. Thank you also for supporting. Yun lang.
Congratulations again. There you have it, our player of the game, Kiana D. Back to you guys.
Incredible job also by Janine Choi and Laura
naman,
Lehman and all
naman.
our courtside reporters, by the way.
Galing.
But speaking of incredible job, spectacular, Kiana D. 17 points on 16 attacks, one serve, not only in this game, but in Game 2 and Game 1, and the whole of the second round, Kiana D delivered for La Salle. As Mika Reyes, of course, we're seeing her in a La Salle uniform for the last time. What a way for her to go out. Aragada.
Missing the finals last year.
Missing the finals. ACL, MCL, big bone bruise. She gets over that and graduates a champion. We will be back for the awarding ceremonies here at the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Welcome back inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum for the awarding ceremonies for today. And ladies and gentlemen, we would like to acknowledge the presence of our UAAP Season 78 President, Mr. Michael L. Tan. Also from the University of the Philippines, Mr. Ronnie Dezer. Our Secretary-Treasurer. Also from Ateneo de Manila University, Mr. Ricky Palu. Also from Ateneo de Manila University, Mr. Emmanuel Fernandez. From the University of the East, Mr. Rodrigo Roque. From National University, Mr. Chito Loizaga. From National University, Mr. Nilo Ocampo. From De La Salle University, Mr. Edwin Reyes. And also from De La Salle University, Mr. Emmanuel Calanog. Also, our head of ABS-CBN Integrated Sports, Mr. Dino Lorena. To award today, as we start up with a second runner-up for Season 78 of the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, let's call on and congratulate the Far Eastern University Lady Tamaraos. The FEU Tamaraos are in attendance. Congratulations. A great season. They pushed La Salle all the way in the Final Four, and they will be practically intact for Season 79 of the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the FEU Lady Tamaraos. Our second runner-up for Season 78. And before we award our first runner-up for Season 78, let us first congratulate both schools for the great final series that they provided for us. 63,350 fans in 3 games, from games 1 to 3, and the millions watching all over the world. Thank you and congratulations. Now, ladies and gentlemen, your first runner-up for Season 78 of the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament. Give it up for the Ateneo de Manila University Lady Eagles. Lady Eagles, back-to-back champions, and this year, your runner-up, the first runner-up for season 78 of the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament. And also, we would like to say congratulations and give a send-off to graduating students May Tajima, Amy Ahomiro, and your three-time MVP, Eliza Valdez. Ladies and gentlemen, your first runner-up for season 78, the Ateneo de Manila University Lady Eagles. Now, ladies and gentlemen, finally, they're back. The TAF team of hard hitters have claimed their 9th UAAP title. Behind UAAP Season 78 Best Blocker Mary Joy Baron, the Best Setter Kim Fajardo, Best Digger and Receiver Dawn Macandili, and contributions up and down their roster this year, this team took care of business, not allowing this to go into a 5th set anymore. Today, here are your champions for Season 78 of the UAAP Women's Volleyball Tournament, the De Salle University Lady Spikers. DLSU is back on top of the UAAP Women's Volleyball Mountain. The 9th championship, all under Coach Ramil De Jesus. They promised they would reclaim it, and that they did this year for season 78 of the UAAP. One more award, the finals MVP. Scoring 17 points today, 16 attacks, and 1 serve. Your MVP for the finals, Kiana D. Congratulations, Kiana. The finals MVP. And we also want to say congratulations as we send off Carol Cerveza, Sid Demecilio, Nika Esperanza, Ara Galang, and Nika Reyes. Congratulations to the graduating students from LaSalle. It was a pleasure and honor to watch your UAAP career. We will take a break. We will be back here on ABS-CBN Sports and Action. Nagbabalik po tayo dito sa loob ng Smart Araneta Coliseum. And the celebrations continue here. And now we are with the graduating champion, Ara Galang. Ara, napakasaya siguro ng pakiramdam mo, not only because you won a championship. Unang-una, wala ka dito last year. Hindi ka nakatungtong ng finals. Nakasama yung iyong team. At saka ang dami mong ininda na injury. I-describe mo naman sa amin yung pakiramdam mo ngayon, Ara.
Sobrang saya. Sobrang saya. Hindi ko na siya masabi kung gaano kasaya eh. Parang yun na lang lahat ng na-feel ko. Para puro saya na lang.
Physically, how are you feeling right now? Dahil ang dami mong pinagdaanan. Siyempre, lahat naman siguro ng mga kakampi mo rin, marami na by this time. Pero how are you feeling right now? O hindi mo ba nararamdaman kasi ang ganda ng pakiramdam ng manalo ulit?
Wala nang sakit-sakit. Na-meet na namin yung goal namin eh. So, wala na akong pakir sa kung may masakit man sa akin. Hindi ko na siya na-feel. Puro saya na lang lahat ng na-feel ko ngayon.
Magandang record mo, Ara. 3-2 sa finals. Yun ang gusto mong mangyari. Na lamang yung panalo doon sa talo. Tell me, nung natalo kayo ng game number 2, nagkaroon ba ng duda ang koponan ng De La Salle?
Akin personally, nag-doubt ako sa sarili ko. Pero I never doubt my team. Hindi ako nawala ng tiwala sa mga kasama ko and sa coaches ko. Pero sa akin lang oo. Pero alam kong magigain ko yun with their help. So yun, sobrang thankful ako sa team ko.
At ganun ang nangyari sa inyo ngayon, a collective effort from De La Salle. One more, Ara, what do you want to say to yung napakarami mong fans na nanonood?
Yun, una-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord. Siyempre, thank you sa talent na binigay niya. And nagpapasalamat ako sa coaches ko na walang sawang magtiyaga sa amin. And of course, nagpapasalamat ako sa teammates ko na tinulungan ako para makaangat. And sobrang salamat sa Lasallian community. The best kayo! Thank you!
Ara, mamimiss ka namin dito sa UAAP. Congratulations for the championship. Ara Galang, ladies and gentlemen, at sinabi niya, isa sa mga teammate na pinapasalamatan niya na nagbigay todo rin, not only in the finals, but this season, Sid Demecilio. Nako Sid, saan ba tayo magsisimula? Ang daming naging problema, even from a physical standpoint sa'yo. Muntik ka pa nga hindi ma-line up, may mga balitang ganon. Tapos hindi ka nakapaglaro sa starting 6. Tapos dumami yung playing time mo. Describe the emotion right now of being a champion.
Sobrang napapasalamat ako sa lahat ng mga nagmamotivate sa team, lalo na yung coaches, yung teammates ko na walang sawa na nandiyan sa amin. Siguro noong una talaga, sobrang walang-wala kasi injured ako, pero hindi yun naging dahilan para hindi ako umabot dito.
Pinush mo ba nga yung sarili mo? Parang ginamit mo yung injury na yon para i-push yung sarili mo.
Yes, yun. Pinush ko talaga yung sarili ko kahit wala sakit na mararamdaman. Hanggang sa mabigay ko lahat para sa team ko.
Sid, meron bang duda throughout the season na matatapos mo tong taon na to? Kinakabahan ka dun sa pakiramdam mo sa katawan mo?
Oo, normal naman siguro yung kinakabahan pero hindi ako nag-doubt sa team ko. Alam ko kaya nila kahit wala ako. Basta naniwala ako throughout matapos ng season.
Makakapagpahinga ka na sa wakas, ano? Sid, one time lang ang ating mga fans ng Lasal na gusto mong batiin at yung gusto mong pasalamatan.
Una-una
nagpapasalamat ako sa Panginoon na wala sawa na gabay sa amin. Sa family ko, Dimesilio, Alivio, family, sa OST, sa school, coaches, hi!
Sid, congratulations for being a champion, for graduating a champion. Sid Dimesilio, ladies and gentlemen. Puntahan natin si Doc Ian Laurel.
Alright, thank you. Kasamang Boom and kasama naman natin the best setter of Season 78, Kim Fajardo. Kim, alam natin napakahirap ng role mo as a setter. How did you approach Game 3 na alam mo napakalaking pressure ang nasa sa inyo?
Sa akin lang, siyempre yung tiwala pa rin sa mga kasama. Una-una, siyempre, tiwala sa sarili ko. Kung anong kaya kong gawin sa loob ng court. Siyempre, sa kanila din, siyempre, alam ko kung anong kaya nilang gawin sa loob.
Alright, at ang isang sinasabi nila, hindi ka na raw magiging setter next year. Magiging spiker ka na raw next year. Alright, before you answer that, Kim, papabatiin kita sa mga alam ko, napakarami mong gustong pasalamatan. Lahat sila ngayon, pagkakataon mo na to na pasalamatan.
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako po kay Lord. And syempre sa mga teammates ko, sa mga coaches, sa management sa Lasal, sa buong Lasal community, of course, Animo Squad, thank you!
Alright, thank you, Kim. Congratulations. At ito, kasama naman natin, the winning coach for Season 78, Coach Ramil De Jesus. At sabi ko nga sa kanya, ngayon makakatulog na siya ng mahimbing. It was really a battle. Coach Ramil, ano ang nagbago dito sa Game 3 after ninyong matalo dun sa second game nitong finals?
Actually, yung game namin nung Game 2, nakita namin kung ano yung naging problema. Then sabi ko, dapat matuto tayo sa naging mali natin nung Game 2. So, ayun, nireview lang namin. Then, sumunod lang sa game plan yung mga bata.
Coach Ramil, bibigyan kita ng pagkakataon. Ano ang gusto mong sabihin sa lahat ng senior players mo, yung graduating players mo na alam ko, talagang nahirapan sa pinagdaanan nila at kung anong naibigay nila sa Lasal community, Coach Ramil?
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay Lord. Pangalawa, sa mga seniors, especially Mika Reyes, Aragalang, Sid Dimesilio, Carol Cerveza, Mika Esperanza. Especially kay Ara, kasi last season, na-miss niya tong finals. Ngayon, eto na, nakapaglaro na siya. Ito yung iniintay niya. Ito yung pinaghandaan niya buong year. So, nagpapasalamat ako sa hirap na pinagdaanan ng mga seniors, lalo na sa kanya.
Alright, and of course, para sa mga iba nyo pang gustong pasalamatan, maliban sa inyong mga players, ang alumni, ang sponsor, lahat na po, pasalamatan nyo ngayon, Coach Ramil.
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako sa lahat ng Salle community na nandito, na walang sawang sumusuporta sa Ladies Spikers. Pangalawa, sa mga Animo Squad. Pangatlo, sa team managers, alumni, na lagi nandito pagka nagkakaroon ng problema. At higit sa lahat, yung coaching staff ko na nandito na napakahirap sa team namin. And higit sa lahat, yung mga utility, yung mga staff sa OST, Sir Nong, Sir Edwin, and sila brothers. Thank you very much. Dahil lahat ng taga Bulacan, binabati ko kayo lahat. Salamat sa pagpunta nyo rito.
Thank you, Coach Ramil. Congratulations. Boom! Nasaan ka, Boom?
Nandito, Doc Ian. Maraming
Okay.
salamat. Congratulations kay Coach Ramil. 5 taon, napanood natin. Si Yeye, Mika Reyes, congratulations, Mika, for the championship. Sinabi mo bago tayo magsimula ng finals na ibibigay mo yung todo, na talagang lalaban ka. Grabe ang ipinakita mo dito sa finals, Game 1 to Game 3. Anong masasabi mo for your effort tsaka effort ng team nyo?
Siyempre, thankful ako sa lahat ng teammates ko, sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa team namin, na hindi mangyayari to nang wala sila, nang wala ng tulong nila, and sobrang saya ko lang talaga kayo. Sobrang saya ko lang.
Mas matamis ba ang panalo nyo ngayon dahil kayo nila Ara, nila Sid, naranasan nyo yung manalo, matalo, tapos manalo ulit. Yung ganong klaseng emosyon.
Siyempre, kahit natalo kami the past seasons, hindi naman yung katapusan. Kaya nga, ngayon, na huling taon ko na, sobrang binigay namin lahat. Pinush namin lahat para lang makuha namin to, para lang manalo kami.
Mika, sa 5 taon dito sa UAAP, syempre, hindi mapapalitan tong ganitong experience. Anong mamimiss mo dito sa UAAP?
Siyempre yung crowd na lagi nagsusupport sa amin. And then, siyempre iba pa rin yung UAAP vibes eh. Iba pa rin talaga siya, iba yung collegiate level.
Sanay ka na ba dito sa ganito, itong nagkakagulong mga tao sa tabi mo? Sanay ka na ba sa ganyan?
Thank you sa lahat ng supporters. Thank you talaga. And then, hopefully, I'll see you sa next few months.
Okay, congratulations for the championship. Anong gusto mong sabihin sa not only your fans, pero yung De La Salle community?
Sobrang thankful ako sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa team namin, sa teammates ko, sa managers, sa LaSallian community, sa mga LaSalle supporters, and then sa families din namin na walang sawang sumusuporta sa amin. Thank you.
Congratulations. It's a pleasure to see your career and to cover your career. Congratulations. Enjoy your championship. Mika Reyes.
Determined not to let the crown slip away once again, the team rediscovered their championship edge and finally disposed of the Lady Eagles to win the series. The emergence of eventual finals MVP Kim D in this series brought renewed confidence in the team, setting them up for continued success in the years to come. Overall, the team this season showed utmost resilience and determination, overcoming their past heartbreaks to win it all.